the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, coming to you live on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? Different day, different time, different style, but it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? We got Moon Knight Ep.4 review. We got a little bit of Batman review because AKA finally seen that shit. I don't know what took him so long, but he finally saw it. But first, you already know how we do it. We got some pop culture to talk about, so we're going to sprinkle that in as well. But we got some guests in the building, AKA what's up, what's up? You the same old, but we got somebody else in the building today. Who we got?
What's up, y'all? PrettyUgli in the house.
The rap star is in the house. The rap star is in the house. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he has bars for y'all on his stories. If y'all ain't seen it yet, check his ass out. He be spitting for y'all, spitting that truth. But anyways, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Just ready to talk about some topics. AKA, how you doing? I ain't gonna leave you out down there.
I'm chilling.
Chilling?
Yeah.
That's always how you doing. You know what I'm saying? Why do I even ask? Because I already know what you're gonna say. Is you chilling? But y'all, can I interest y'all on some pop culture topics to get us started off?
Oh, let's do it. Yeah.
So let's get it. So the baby is into some shit again. He done shot somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Surprise.
You know what I'm saying? Not surprised at all, right? At least, you know, recently you heard about him trying to give a kiss to a woman that didn't want a kiss from him on a tipsy night. You saw that?
It's a bad look. That's a very that's the kind of shit that you stop being a rapper, you go out and live in the hills somewhere. You don't want nobody to ever see you again.
I didn't even see that one. I didn't hear about that. A girl, he was trying to give a kiss to her, and
she was backing out like, she was leaving, bro. She looked like Ali in that shit.
Yeah, he grabbed her face though, double-handed her shit, and she was like, nah, it looked kind of rapey. It was a bad look, and he was hella drunk though. It was pretty bad. So in light of that, this next situation kind of happened. I guess like a 76-year-old man wandered onto his property. He hopped the back fence. It was gated community. He has a compound out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. And some man wandered onto his property, and you know he's gonna protect himself and make sure his family are safe. So amongst the intruder jumping the fence, the intruder jumping the fence, he let off 2 shots. I don't know if he was that raw to only let off 2 shots and hit them twice, but he shot the man twice in the leg, non-fatal shots, and then called the police to get the guy out the house. And he was kind of chill about it. I guess the baby's kind of used to that action by now. He called the police and was like, "Yeah, I shot a man. I shot him twice in the leg. Didn't take his life, but he's here and he needs some help." And the people were like, "Is the man still alive?" And they put the phone to the dude. He was hollering and shit. He was like, "Yeah, but you need to hurry up or whatever."
He need to have what's his name, Soulja Boy narrate it for him. That should be high. Just have like his next song. Just have Soulja Boy narrate the whole situation where dude was on his property. And he came out, bah, 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 bah.
And I took the mask off, and it was the ice cream man. What the fuck? I knew the nigga. Yeah, it's just how'd you feel about it, Chris? How you feel about the baby in another situation?
Man, when I first heard that story, I thought it was some dude running up on him or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to get a B&E. Mm-hmm. Found out this goddamn 76-year-old man, bro. Take your ass on somewhere.
Yeah.
Put them Werther's Originals in that nigga house.
Yeah, I don't know if he's heard about the baby. I'm sure he's Googled him a couple times. Rich black man living next door, so he should know how this man lived. Wandering on his property. I don't care if he wandered on everybody else's property.
How the fuck has he been wandering on these rich folks' property this long and nobody's called? He's a black man, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the race. I'm assuming he's white if he can just wander on people's properties and he's not in jail.
I seen a dude with a picture getting carried out in like a black dude.
Oh, wow.
So I'm assuming he was black. Now, how was this black dude walking around in this rich ass neighborhood, hopping fences and going to people's property without being arrested yet.
Because that nigga's a Vietnam War vet.
I'm about to say, how is he
Everybody
76-year-old jumping
everybody else in
fences?
that neighborhood, they know what's up. They just moved in there.
Yeah.
He ain't not the legend yet.
Yeah, he just adopted the darkness. That dude was born in it type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel it for sure. But yeah, it's just interesting because he did post on social media right after he did. He was like, man, I just shot a man, decided not to take his life. God blessed me today. And I know he's thankful for me not bringing somebody up to him today or some type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of crazy, man. He's already shot, I'm sure, about a dozen people. We know he's killed 3. So, I can only imagine how many he's actually shot. If he got precision shoot. Yeah. 2 dudes in Walmart, I think he killed, trying to fuck him.
One man in Walmart.
And then he had home invasion.
Yeah, but he said he shot. I don't know if he said he killed that person.
I know he killed more than one person.
Most likely. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's publicly known. So that nigga, he might be named the baby, but that nigga ain't no baby. It's a grown ass man. That's
Yeah.
That's a grown ass man. But yeah. Anything else on that topic? I mean, I'm sure it's not a publicity stunt like everybody else is trying to frame it as. People thinking he's trying to get away from that little tequila situation where he was trying to kiss old girl and trying to cover it up with this and try to be like a hero or something.
I don't know what 72-year-old man gonna take some money to take some bullets. I don't know.
Does 72-year-olds even have that much blood to spare, nigga? Like, you
should. I don't know. Nowadays, what if that motherfucker one of them like new age 72-year-olds, really like 55 looking, but
he'll bleed out expeditiously in this bitch. But yeah. Moving on, let's talk about this next topic. DJ K-Slay passing away. He was fighting COVID-19 for about 4 months. But he actually lost the battle and recently has passed away. DJ K-Slay has been really integral in hip hop coming up, especially in I feel like the early 2000s. I remember playing NFL Street, and he I think it was NFL Street Part 2, and he produced it, and it was really graffiti heavy because DJ K-Slay used to be a graffiti artist before he blew up in the hip hop. And started making mixtapes. I remember the whole DJ K-Slay tagline. What do you guys remember about DJ K-Slay? What will you remember if you guys even followed his career?
I mean, I know who he was. I remember him from some of the games and shit. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know much more about him other than that. But I mean, it's just still sad because I mean, you've heard about his name for years. I've heard about him since since I've been into hip hop, I believe, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And
what about you?
I really don't know too much about DJ K-Slay. I mean, last time I saw him, he was I think he was one of the hosts of the Total Slaughter battles. You remember that? Total Slaughter that was produced by Eminem, and it had a bunch of battlers from the URL. Anyway, that was the last time I seen him. I used to hear his name, in a lot of taglines and a lot of songs growing up, but I don't know. I never knew too much about the dude.
Yeah, we are all kind of West Coast guys. He was East Coast, New York, right? Kind of East, New Jersey, New York kind of area.
I think he was New York for sure. I mean, I don't know exactly where he's from, but definitely East Coast.
Yeah, but yeah, rest in peace to him, and prayers out to his family and everybody over there on his side, because we thought he was getting better. I heard about it on the Joe Budden podcast that he was fighting COVID, and he was kind of getting better. He was on the defibrillator and stuff like that. But I did hear he was getting a little bit better. But damn, to hear that he passed away after 4 months of battling that shit is kind of crazy. Next here we got ASAP Rocky. It's kind of a double topic here. ASAP Rocky, firstly, we all know that he's dating Rihanna right now. She's pregnant, having his baby, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. But there is this rumor that was started over the past couple weeks that Rihanna was actually ASAP Rocky was cheating on Rihanna.
With James Franco.
No, but I think it was some fashion model they're accusing him of cheating with. but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure exactly who it was, but the Twitter person that came out on Twitter and made the rumor up said that was fake. I don't know if they reached out to him and said they're going to do whatever to him, but they came out and eventually said it was fake. What do you guys think about that story? What do you think about him possibly cheating on Rihanna?
I mean, that's kind of messed and stupid to do. That's a bad. Definitely a bad.
Do you think it's true? Do you think he actually cheated on Rihanna? Would you cheat on Rihanna?
I don't think anybody's above being cheated on.
Yeah. Would I cheat on her? I wouldn't be with Rihanna. I don't know. I mean, I have a kid with her, definitely, but I wouldn't be with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. She got too much of a history for me to myself, but
me personally, I think it's just somebody trying to get, clicks and clickbait off of it, trying to get a little bit of attention, 15 minutes of fame. But if it was to be true, me personally, I just think it'll be stupid because she is a billionaire. One, she is the richest person ever in Barbados. Hey, Ariel, try muting your shit anyways, because I think I do hear an echo.
okay.
But yeah, she is like a person of super high authority in Barbados. And I feel like fucking that up is kind of fucking up a bag. Shit, he can get his own skincare line. He is a pretty nigga. So he'll try to get some skincare going, get him a Billy real quick in the skincare line. What about you, Chris? I mean, I already asked you. Do you want me to call you Pretty Ugly? Can I call you Pretty Ugly? Yeah, my bad. I just want to know. I don't want to insult you.
I would hook up Rihanna just to cheat on Rihanna.
Oh shit.
God damn.
Okay. You probably gain 1 billion followers.
I would just do it for the kid. I would just do what they do. I don't know.
What if she makes you pay alimony?
For me?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about getting married. I'm talking about just dating.
I mean, well, child support. I meant to say.
She gonna be paying child support.
What?
I'm gonna argue her. I'm gonna argue her busy schedule will not allow her to spend enough time with this kid for this kid to develop properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and have to be a stay-at-home dad with the kid.
Damn.
Like a couple meals.
And then you don't have to cheat because y'all not together. I get it. We here with it. We here with it. But yeah, anyways, after the rumors was proven to be false, what happened? Oh yeah, he came back to America, back to LA to get arrested. Supposedly, him and his crew shot at somebody 3 or 4 times, and one of the bullets grazed the dude's hand. It came out now it was another member of the ASAP crew that used to be, I think he might have been A&R for him or some shit like that. And ASAP Rocky was shooting at him, and he got snitched on. And ASAP Rocky got snitched on by him. I don't know if it's really snitching if he was shooting at him. It's like that nigga was shooting at me. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily called snitching, but
it's depending on what you do. If you in that street shit and you go tell the cops, then yeah, you snitching. But if you ain't about that shit, then nah, they snitching. Like, they just shot at me.
That nigga decided to shoot at me because I don't know. It could have been. I don't know exactly what it's over. It hasn't really came out yet. But the ASAP Rocky lore continues. He just got arrested over in Sweden. He was locked up for a while, and Donald Trump had to get his ass out. So yeah, they beat up somebody that was following him around in Sweden or some shit like that.
That shit make me laugh just imagining ASAP Rocky like digging through his purse trying to find his strap. He's like moving his lipstick out the way, moving out. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's crazy. I tell you about that shit where we had that video camera in Canada for one of our offices, and that shit actually happened. But we actually witnessed a dude get murdered by a nigga who had a gun in a purse. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, if you gonna walk around, if you a nigga with a purse, you better have a gun in that motherfucker.
In that case, he did. It was, I forgot part of Canada it was, but yeah, fucking a job that I worked for, they made us turn over a bunch of video to the police for that shit. But motherfucker straight up got popped with somebody with a nigga. He kept reaching for the purse. I was like, you got something in that purse.
Somebody's gonna find out.
R.I.P. young man too, but yeah, that shit was fucking. I was like, I'll never look at niggas with purses again. Not the same way.
No, yeah, they got something in there. You gotta imagine it's a big. People be having purses. You gotta think there's some better have a weapon in there. Like you said, yeah, that's a good point. Like nigga, what you got in that bitch? Why you can't put it in your pocket? Put that shit in your pocket. Yeah, you got a big ass purse, nigga. You got a switchblade, fucking. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Isaiah Rashad. You guys know Isaiah Rashad, TDE?
Oh yeah. I don't really listen to his music, but I know he is.
Pretty dope artist out of Memphis, I want to say. Off of Kendrick Lamar and them's label, TDE. He recently got caught in a little sticky situation, no pun intended. On Twitter, there was a video released of him giving another man fellatio, another man giving him fellatio, and some kind of threesome. So this video was leaked on Twitter in an attempt to try to out him as being gay. He's a popular rapper on Kendrick Lamar's label, up and coming guy. So this person tried to embarrass him and out him and ruin his career. He didn't necessarily come out and respond to it. Again, no pun intended. But he did perform recently at Coachella, excuse me, in which he put out a little video before he came out on stage, kind of talking about how it affected his life, how the person tried to out him as being gay, but it did have an inverse effect. People started streaming his albums more. He became more wanted as a performer, and people started liking him more. So it had an inverse effect. And then he came out, killed it on stage, and everybody was accepting. Nobody really said shit, throw shit on stage, or nothing from what I heard on the stream because I wasn't necessarily there. But how do you guys feel about that situation? If it's your first time hearing about it, and how do you guys feel about hip hop's maturity?
Bro, it ain't the 90s no more, man. Coming out as gay, that's a whole nother thing these days, bro. You are held as a hero for that shit. So yeah, he wasn't gonna lose no fans over that. It was a win-win.
Yeah.
Technically, he might lose some fans because I mean, like, there's some people who probably would have thought about listening to him who probably is biased about the shit, or probably just might think differently of the music. I like I don't lie, like Frank Ocean for example. I used to listen to his music a lot, and I still do occasionally. But then when I listen to the content of it, sometimes like, damn, I can't really sing along for this shit because it clearly feels like he's talking to a dude right here. So that in that case, yeah, he might lose some. But I mean, for the most part, I know, yeah, I don't fuck though, you know. But for the most part, I mean, who gives a fuck what he does behind closed door? I think whoever tried to out him and release the video,
I think that he needs to get his ass whooped.
But at the same time, he probably didn't record and shit knowing his status, you know, the situation. But it is what it is. I mean, who gives a fuck? I'm not trying to do nothing with a nigga, and if they make a good song and don't refer to him sucking somebody's dick and getting fucked, I'm gonna listen to this shit, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I think it's interesting because hip hop is changing. Like you said, it's not the 90s anymore. And that brings in a whole new genre of rap. You know, people feel like Lil Nas X was the first kind of rapper to be kind of on the scene, being kind of, well, not kind of, but being gay. But Tyler, the Creator, recently came out as bisexual. He just won a Grammy for Album of the Year. You know what I mean? Frank Ocean. Huh?
He just came out?
Well, yeah, I think in recent years he came out as being bisexual. I don't think he really.
He have a whole album called "I'm Gay"?
No, it's called like Butterfly Boy or some shit, like Flower Boy, Flower Boy, Butterfly Kid or some shit like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, rap is rap, and if niggas can spit, they come out and, you know, rap. No pun intended. God damn, I keep putting these motherfucking. But anyways, yeah, if you can rap, come out and rap. I've seen. Have you seen? What is it called? That shit with Cardi B, T.I., and Chance the Rapper on Netflix. Yeah. Where it's a competition for the rappers and shit. Yeah, I thought that was hella cool. Yeah, D-Smoke won that shit. I thought the aspect of, you know, having gay rappers on there, kind of showcasing that. The guy on there was kind of whack though. That was rapping. Yeah, but. You know, there's people out there that can spit, and we're probably kind of scared to bring their talent to the forefront because they thought they wouldn't be accepted because they're either gay, bi, LGBTQ plus or whatever. But now, I mean, that door is kind of opening, and I feel like we'll get some different artists, some some people that are actually talented, and hip hop is going to be more accepting of it because hip hop is the most popular genre right now. So we kind of are the gatekeepers of what's cool and what's pop and what kind of shit, what crosses over and shit like that. So I feel like it's kind of cool. But yeah, he came on stage, Coachella, killed it. I like Isaiah Rashad a lot. His last couple albums, I liked him a lot. I forgot what his fucking last album. I think it's like The House is Burning is his last album's name. Check it out if you haven't seen it. He got that and a deluxe that dropped. Got some songs on there, has some ones. So check them out. But Coachella itself was kind of interesting. How do you guys feel about Coachella as a festival?
I ain't been to that shit, so I don't even know.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people haven't because it's the most expensive festival of all time. It's like $400, $500 to get into, and it's like three days or whatever. But how do you guys feel about it? Artist-wise, the collection of artists, people that are there, the hype around it. Do you guys think it's what it's cracked up to be, or do you guys think it's overhyped?
I never paid attention to it.
Really?
Never.
I got a different perspective than most people because I actually I used to do security, and I did security for Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were there and you got to do some stuff and not stand next to the stage and tell people to what I'm saying, where you can't go, I think you'll be all right. It's got like a bunch of different stages, different types of music there, a bunch of bad females.
I think it's an experience. Definitely think it's an experience. Yeah, just for the fact it's in California, Palm Springs. It's kind of like, I just want to ask you guys as music artists. I consider you guys artists. You know what I'm saying? If you were to perform, would Coachella be something that you see as kind of the pinnacle of like places to perform? Or do you just see it as another festival that is created by the corporations or the man that just puts who they want to showcase up there, some type of shit?
I mean, it's both. It's absolutely that. But the fact that they have, the different stages with the different genres and the different types of artists means that they're bringing in different fan bases. And those fan bases who may have never heard of you before or listened to you before are going to be there and they're going to hear you.
Exactly.
That's definitely a way to grow yourself.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool too, just for the fact that for the headliners those days, people will be camped out on these stages all day. So if they never heard of you before, they're gonna have their chance to hear you because they're camped out to see Beyonce for the whole day. So they're gonna see you perform, maybe see what you're doing and kind of like check that out. The lineup itself, I was watching on YouTube, it had a bunch of like acts from around the world. There was like this French guy that was out there. Then you got this Brazilian artist like performing with the EDM person. And then you got a bunch of K-pop artists this year because of BTS's popularity. So it's like, God damn. And then you got hip hop, of course, sprinkle in some hip hop acts. And it's like all in sunny California. And you got a fucking festival. But last year, the sexually transmitted diseases were up. Or actually the year before that, because I don't think they had it last year. But the year before that, niggas was... What was that?
Was it gonorrhea they was getting some shit?
Something like that, chlamydia or some weird shit like that. Niggas was out there fucking... Because people actually camp there for the 3 days. Yeah. So some people do. Other people just kind of stay at hotels.
If y'all hooking up with people that y'all never met before, y'all doing these one night stands and shit, wrap it up. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Someone was getting herpes. I mean, you can't wrap it up for herpes.
Not no more.
Herpes, yeah. It is.
I mean,
it's over for you.
Talking about gonorrhea and chlamydia, wrap that shit up. Stop being silly.
Herpes are forever.
Yeah, that's fucking forever. Yep. But yeah, shout out Isaiah Rashad, shout out Coachella. If you want us to come perform, go ahead, holla at us. If you want PC to go perform, PrettyUgli, AKA, holla at them. We can have a podcast there. I'm down to perform a podcast live at Coachella, whatever y'all want to do. Just let me know. I'm there. We there. But anyways, next topic. Since we talk about TDE, Kendrick Lamar's album coming out May 13th. First album in 5-6 years. You guys excited to hear what he got to talk about?
It hasn't been that long, has it?
Yes, sir. His last album was Damn. And I remember that shit came out when we were going camping, Lake Comanche, before we went to that camping that one time. When I was staying at your house for the summer. That was hell long ago.
Damn.
Yeah. Hell long ago.
Yep.
So yeah, it's time for him to come back out. where do you guys put Kendrick Lamar on your list of rappers?
I mean, personally, I think he's a good rapper, but I'm not a big fan of all of his music, but I do like some of his songs. But I think he's lyrically inclined, definitely. Yeah.
So you're talking like he ain't even in your top 5. Who's your top 5 favorite rappers? AKA right now, go.
Top 5. So you gotta understand, all my top 5 favorite rappers, not all of them are there because of lyrical ability. Sometimes it's just nostalgia. So
It don't matter. It's your favorite top 5. Just say who you like, boy.
That's why I wouldn't put Kendrick there. Even though Kendrick, I think he's a talented lyricist, I wouldn't put him in the top 5 because he's not my personal top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be like E40, Twista, Bun B, who else? Shit. Scarface, and I might be missing somebody in here, but like Method Man.
No order?
Yeah, no order. That's at E40. I definitely said E40, right?
I think it's at E40.
Yeah.
What about you? PrettyUgli. What you thinking up there? You got a 5 in your head?
Yeah. M.
That's what I was missing.
T.I.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Maybe Kiss. Damn. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back to you on the last 2.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm just asking. Me personally, y'all don't care about me. We can move on to the next topic. Yeah, speaking of Eminem, thank you for mentioning. What a segue you just made there. Eminem, so Super Bowl. You guys watched the Super Bowl last year? The goddamn Rams versus the goddamn Bengals. Should have been the goddamn Buccaneers winning the goddamn Super Bowl. But Rams versus Bengals, we had Dr. Dre. He curated a halftime show, brought it to LA. Super Bowl was in LA, so he was able to put something together. We had Mary J. Blige, we had 50 Cent, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre out there all performing hits. Anderson .Paak playing the drums in the background. Everybody associated pretty much with Dr. Dre, Interscope. Not everybody, but a lot of people were there in support of him and performing. But, well, you know that in light of the Colin Kaepernick stuff and try to kind of make the NFL a little more diverse, NFL have been partnering with Jay-Z to work with the NFL halftimes to kind of make it more diverse and put on a show that is more inclusive. So to get this together, of course, Jay-Z reached out to Dr. Dre to try to get it together. In a story retold by Nori, you know, he's Drink Champs podcast rapper, N-O-R-E. You know, he's one to relay a story, tell you a story about what he's heard from these artists, you know what I'm saying, at the table. But I don't know if he told him this at the table, but Jay-Z told him that the white guy made him put 50 Cent in the halftime show. Some may have been wondering why 50 Cent was a surprise guest and why he was even in the show. Jay-Z told Nori, the white guy made me put 50 Cent in the show or else he wouldn't perform or something of that light. The more so important part, he referred to Eminem as the white guy.
Damn.
So I didn't know there was beef there. I don't know, it was that kind of, you know, malice in the palace, if you will. But in response to that, 50 Cent posted a picture of Jay-Z on, I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram, with the painter Basquiat and his crazy dreads. He's like, you saying this about the white guy when your favorite rapper got the hairstyle of a gay painter. It was kind of going in on him on Instagram. And you know how 50 Cent does, he's relentless. So it kind of got under his skin. So I think Jay-Z became a new target of 50 Cent. And how do you guys feel about this? The white guy.
I didn't even know that he had issues with Jay-Z and 50 Cent had issues. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So on top of that, I didn't know they had a disdain for 50 Cent. For Eminem. They're in a different world. Maybe a little inner circle that, you know, we just never know. We're not privy to that information. That would find stuff.
Yeah, of course.
What happened to I'm a renegade, never been afraid to say what's on my mind? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why he don't like
because he killed him on that goddamn song.
Yeah. Yeah.
He even mentioned it in another song when Eminem killed me on my own song. What song that again? That hey y'all, I don't know that some fucking rock and roll beat sounds in the background.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he mentions that Eminem killed him on his own song. So
yeah. I feel that.
Okay, I don't know. I'm tripping.
No.
Yeah, it's beef on all fronts, I guess. Hopefully, it's not real beef. You know how 50 Cent is. I don't even know why this story came out. I don't know if Nori was supposed to tell this story, but I think that's something you kind of keep behind closed doors.
She did the same thing last year, wasn't it? A couple years ago too. So
yeah, still don't know that one.
I don't know. They cool now.
Yeah. All right. Quick rapid fire topic here. Mask mandates being over for public transportation. How do you guys feel about that? We'll see. We'll see how you feel about it.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I feel about it. It is what it is, but we'll see if that COVID shit start popping back up.
I know you probably don't. I know you definitely don't fly that often because you say you don't like flying. But do you care about mask mandates in airplanes? Do you think they should be wearing them airplanes at airports?
Yeah, confined spaces. I think it'll just be smart until this shit completely like blows over. I don't know if it already has. I haven't really been paying attention to like the stats of the shit, so I don't know if COVID cases have dropped or what. Have they been?
I don't know, man.
DJ K Slade just passed away from it, so
right.
Yeah.
COVID is putting up McDonald's numbers.
Nigga, I don't know, man. And it mutates every day. Shit goes down. I don't know. We get new this, new that. I don't know. I think we mentioned this before. It's gonna become more like a flu shot where you gotta just kind of get it annually. That way, you're not at risk of getting any severe symptoms or anything like that. So I think we'll be okay until people start getting sick again. They'll bring them back up. I don't know. You gonna say something?
I feel like there's an underhanded reason why they taking off masks especially on transportation.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of people in, confined space, somebody's sick, they spread to everybody there, they get transported to another area and they spread it to there, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I feel like they trying to put them numbers back up.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a reason because when they had control over that narrative, they had control over everybody. Mm-hmm. Back when, you know what I'm saying, they was telling everybody, this thing is killing so many people and blah, blah, blah. And even though they're not giving out all the information, people just hear that this is killing people. So now they start taking all these precautions.
Yeah.
Buying up toilet paper.
Yeah, and they can sell you anything now.
But it keeps those people in power because they keep the people in control. Mm-hmm. So I feel like maybe since we ain't been hearing about COVID too much lately, they trying to drive that shit back up.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm about to start working from home anyway. So hey, I'm down for it. Do whatever y'all need to do, but I'll be at home. But yeah, do y'all want to get into some other topics? Y'all want to take a break real quick? I got transgender inmate impregnates 2 inmates at the women's jail.
How much time we got left?
Hey, don't worry about my time, brother. There ain't no time. It's just if you want to take a commercial break or not. Cool, giving away the secret code.
Oh yeah, you take a break. Yeah, one day.
Okay, so let's get in the commercial break. Let's rehydrate, re-energize, take a whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias podcast where we talk about all the shit you want to hear about. And we all talk about Moon Knight and Batman too. Don't worry about that. It's the Best of Bias podcast, AKA PrettyUgli, AKA and PrettyUgli, and Lydell Dinero. All right then, y'all.
Hit my line if she really wanna fuck with me now, cause I'm on. I tell lil' mama hit my line if she really wanna come fuck with me now, cause I'm on. I hit lil' mama, make her feel it in her soul. I hit lil' mama, make her feel it in her soul. I give her dick and she won't ever leave me alone.
And we are back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. PrettyUgli, AKA Lydell Dinero, the boy. By the way, if you ain't got yourself a Best of Bias cap yet, go get you one. Plenty out right now. Buckets, beanies, dad hats, truckers. The t-shirts coming soon. AKA, you saw the design, right?
Yeah.
I've been teasing these anime t-shirts, boy, and I'm telling you, they're gonna be fire. If you touch them, you might get burned, but you know, you gotta put them on your body. So get you one, but that's some later shit. But let's get back into these topics. DM me if you need some. Transgender inmate impregnates 2 inmates. Obviously, they're women. How do you guys feel about this? It kind of flipped the whole game. Do you guys, if you go to jail for any reason, are you going to become a woman so you can be in a women's jail? What is going on? How do you guys feel about this topic?
That depends on my sentence.
What do you mean? Like yes or no?
If I got life in prison, I might just tell him, yeah, put on some eyeliner and be like, hey, I'm like that Caitlyn Jenner dude. My voice is still the same, but I'm a woman at heart. I need to be in there. I need to be in the women's jail. I need to be there with the other people like me.
Damn. Yeah, you know
And
what I'm
it's
saying?
people getting pregnant. I ain't gonna lie, when I get there, they'll figure it out soon. But I got a life sentence. That'll be my last hurrah, I guess.
Your life sentence was what do they do with the baby?
Plural.
Sentences of babies.
He said, "What do you do with the baby?" I said, "Baby."
Oh yeah, that's true.
If I go over there and they let me into the women's prison, and I'm, with some eyeliner and shit, saying I'm about to go over there and just try and spread the seed.
You know what I thought you were doing? I thought you were actually like going all the way with your role as the transgender babies. That's what I thought you was doing. Like putting on the little. I like this nigga committed all the way. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Whatever they did with the babies, I feel like they are probably. I felt like I seen that one of those shows on Netflix where the guy goes to prisons around the world and shit. And they had like families in like Mexico and like South America. They had families in the jail, like communities of families.
They're like Venezuela or some shit.
Yeah.
Where like the actual COs are only on the outside of the prison.
Right.
You go in.
Yeah. They got little kids running around, dogs and shit.
They got a club.
Gambling.
Gambling. All kind of crazy shit. They said that one of the inmates, he like a British dude. He said he used to be in the military, over there, in UK or whatever. He said he's seen more different guns inside that jail than he's ever seen in his whole time in the military.
So it's just a fucking city with a gate around it?
Yeah, exactly what it is.
They don't let nobody terrorize the real world, but y'all can do whatever y'all want inside these gates.
It's like a shit from a movie, 100%.
It was a movie like that. I think it was like Mel Gibson or something went to jail in like Mexico. And then it was like, I think it was something like that. It was like a free like city inside jail in Mexico. I forgot what movie it was called though. It might have been called like Gringo or something. I don't know.
Maybe I haven't seen a movie. Yeah, I haven't seen a movie with Mel Gibson in years, but Gringo does sound right.
I don't know, but something like that. But yeah, how do you guys feel about like I don't know? Do you think transgender? So this is a male that transitions to a woman. Do you think he should be she should be in a male prison, or do you think the female's prison is where she should be?
Yeah, I guess that's the question, right?
Yeah, that is a question.
I was gonna say post to pre-op. That would be the determining factor.
I feel like there's enough transgender people that they can have a transgender prison.
Yeah.
There is? I don't think there is. I don't think there is.
You don't think there's enough transgenders to make a prison?
Maybe one prison. They always go to that same prison because the percentage of transgender is so small. It's less than a percentage of human beings. So
does a prison have to have a certain size to be considered a prison though? Could we think about like science camp? Made that a jail. Couple hundred people. That could be a jail if you wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? What makes a prison a prison? The amount of people that's inside of it?
That what the factors are. I really don't.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. It's a little deeper than transgenders playing in the opposite sex sport. You know what I'm saying? This is jail. So it's a little deeper than that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he said that like if you got to spend, he said if you have to spend more than a year, you go to prison. I think that I know people who've been in jail waiting on their damn trial to go through for a couple years. So I think it's just where you go after you get sentenced. I'm assuming. I think jail is like county; they hold you there until after your sentencing. So
there's hella prisons that are not being used. They build these big ass industrial prisons just so that they can fill them up. All they gotta do is take one of those and make it a transgender prison.
True. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many privately owned prisons. Why not? Why they just have somebody open to a privately owned one? Like, yeah, just take them here. Yeah.
Michael Jordan. We ain't gonna say no names. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Are you calling Michael Jordan a transgender?
No. What?
Wait, what?
For a reason. Michael Jordan owns a fucking prison.
Oh, Michael Jordan owns a prison. I didn't know that.
Nuts.
Oh, fuck. That's crazy, actually. That's very crazy.
Charles Barkley owns a bank. That's cool, though.
Goddamn. Is that like a prison? You calling banks prison? I'm asking hot-button questions right now.
I was just saying, like, that, like, a financial, like, decision or whatever, investment, bank or a prison. I mean, I don't know. I understand prisons can be lucrative, but I don't know about the morality in that. Like, I don't know.
That is nuts. That is kind of crazy. I didn't know that. That makes things a little kind of weirder when it comes to shoes and shit. Like, fuck.
Anyway, it's like I say, fuck that nigga. So.
Yeah, I feel it. It's crazy. But yeah, fuck. Prayers out to the baby. Hope they find a great family, because I know they ain't gonna be brought up in jail. So.
Well, depending on what if the girls ain't like the girls who got pregnant, they ain't got life sentences. So.
Oh, yeah. Wait, the prison guards got life sentences?
No. I think you're hearing this incorrectly. I said that the people, it wasn't guards, wasn't it?
They're inmates.
Yeah, he got put into a.
Oh, he fucked the inmates.
Yes.
And they're okay.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back.
Yeah.
Commercial.
So we're assuming these girls that he did. Fuck that. He fucked them. So he went there and started fucking some females. He went back to his E status right there. That motherfucker is the gender switcher. I don't know, but
yeah, damn.
Anyway, we're assuming that those girls ain't got a life sentence. I don't have a life sentence. Then I don't think they'll take the kids away from them. They'll probably just give it to them when they go out. I mean, unless they give up for adoption themselves, it's depending on what these girls' sentence is.
I will say this: there was someone who was born in prison, and he ended up he had to spend his father's sentence, the rest of his father's sentence in prison, because his dad died in prison, so he had to continue that sentence. That baby grew up to be Bane. And you see how well he's been doing for himself.
Yeah, he got a British accent now.
I thought that's where he was going. After I was like, nah, that's not where you going. Then he brought it right back. I was like, yeah, I was waiting to say he grew up in darkness.
That is darkness. That is you were born in darkness. I feel that. That's some shit. Speaking of being born in dark, well, I don't want to say that. 8-year-old boy gets arrested for stealing chips. He was at a liquor store, stole a bag of chips. The store owner called the police on the little boy. The police put this little 8-year-old boy in handcuffs, and grabbed him off his bike, put him in handcuffs, and were attempting to put him in a police car when the community members walked up and asked the policeman what they were doing, why they're arresting a little boy, like why are you treating him like he's a grown man, and they're even offering to pay for the chips, and the cops were saying no. He stole a bag of chips. They were just taking him to his mom, and they're like, you don't even know where he lives. You don't even know this little boy. So they were just kind of sticking up for the kid. How do you guys feel about this story? I don't know if you heard about it.
I heard a little bit about it, but I thought the cop knew the kid. Like the cop was like a friend of the family or something.
Oh, I don't know.
And yeah, and he was doing it as like a
straight?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
No, I haven't heard that yet. I'm not sure. That could be true. Shoot, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not at all. I didn't feel like, I kind of felt like what you would do ultimately is just kind of call the kid's mom and take him home and kind of let his mom discipline him, because I'm sure he's more scared of going to his house and dealing with the ramifications from his mom than going to jail at this point in his life. His mom's gonna tear his ass up. But yeah, I can see at this climate how people could react that way. I'm not too sure, the animus behind the cops. I don't know how they were acting. I just kind of know what. I actually got the story from the Breakfast Club, heard what they were saying, and kind of were saying like they were manhandling the kid, throwing him off the bike, and arrested him like he was a grown man, and he was like kind of hollering and shit. And the people were saying like, yeah, you need to let him go. I'll pay for the chips and shit like that. But I mean, I think that's a decent act, because you don't know where it could go. You never know if the cops were actually going to take him to jail or take him to his house or what they're going to do with the kid. You never know nowadays, but.
Kidnapping.
Exactly. You never know.
It's definitely kidnapping. What it seems like.
Yeah.
So if the cops take a kid, it's a kidnapping.
Yeah, you know what? I guess, they're obviously exempt from that, but that's what it feels like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like a kid would have a hard time differentiating those two things. Because it's the same act. It's just one of them has a badge on. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel it. Moving on from that one, there's not too much to say, man. 8-year-old kid, teach him a lesson by calling his mom, take him home. Don't be throwing him off his bike. Thank you, citizens, for bringing this story to light. If it wasn't nothing, if it was a family friend just doing like a scared straight thing for the family, then hey, shit, media, you did it again, motherfuckers. But yeah, do-it-yourself wedding in California. This couple wanted to get married, but they wanted to do it the cheapest way possible. So they only spent $500. They said that they wanted to save a bunch of money. So they had all the guests pay for their own plates. Once they got there, they got the cake as a gift. The girl got a cheap dress because she said she's only gonna be wearing it for 2 hours and doesn't really care about the dress that much. And it was just super cheap to the max, and they were able to only spend $500. How do you guys feel about a $500 wedding? Do you guys think the wedding should be super lavish, expensive, paid for, or do you think there's nothing wrong with what they did?
Nothing wrong with the question. Did they have fun?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you the answer to that, but I'm assuming they did.
That's the only thing that matters, really.
Yeah. For real. Would you be offended if they made you pay say $50 for a plate?
Not if I knew ahead of time that that's what the deal was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's true. That is very true. They put on. Would you even? Well, I guess if it's your close friend, I would definitely go.
I mean, if I get there and nobody said nothing, and I'm trying to get something to eat, and somebody over there with a goddamn card machine or something, you know what I'm saying? A card reader, like, bruh.
Nigga, I'm gonna treat the shit like it's a party. Shit. I'm gonna eat before I go. Pre-game a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And Chris, I know you're married, right? So I didn't know it was the rule of thumb that for your wedding gift, the gift is supposed to be the value of the plate at least the value of the plate that they paid for you, or something like that. Is that rule of thumb?
I don't know what that is.
Bro, as a married man, let me just say, I've never heard of that shit before in my life. It's the first time I heard of that.
No, yeah, they were saying that on Breakfast Club. They're like, your gift at a wedding should equate to the amount of money that the bride and groom paid for your plate to eat.
Just because,
how would you know?
Just because one money,
I don't know.
I mean, that it is what it is. And I don't think a rule of thumb isn't a good word to use. Because rule of thumb has a fucked up meaning.
Connotation.
Yeah, it's basically saying that rule of thumb is you can only hit your wife with the stick about as thick as your thumb. That's where it comes from. Look it up. Oh, shit.
Is that some Bible shit?
I was like, nigga, what? Medieval times, nigga?
I don't know when it was, but I mean, if you look it up where rule of thumb comes from, that's what it says. And I was like, yeah.
So it can't be no thicker than my thumb.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, you remember all that shit?
Damn, I guess, but the rule of thumb. All right. But yeah, I didn't know that. It's just interesting to me, man, because for those out there, Best of Bias listeners who may be thinking about getting married soon, they never know what the price is going to be. They heard about the exuberant prices of all these weddings, of these lavish weddings, of these celebrities and shit like that. But for the average person, they wouldn't know exactly. Like I said, I guess this is only fucking reference I know. I'll have to say it again. Rule of thumb about the plates and shit. I don't know, man. That is a lot of shit to think about when it comes to weddings. So you guys get the finances together before you decide to get married and shit like that. Because fuck, thinking about fucking plates per person. That's a lot of shit to think about. Anyways, next topic: Dwayne Haskins, who got some information about him, quarterback, Pittsburgh Steelers, who tragically passed away by getting hit by a dump truck on a highway. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. People were kind of putting out the story that he was jogging on the highway. People are even kind of like implying that it was a suicide situation. But when in actuality, it was him. His car ran out of gas and he was jogging on the side of the road, kind of running, I guess, walking to try to go get gas, get help to get his car fueled up when he was hit by clipped by the outer wheels of a dump truck. This was actually proven because his girlfriend was actually calling the police station, kind of looking for him, asking if they heard about anybody on the side of the highway, kind of looking for gas. He needs help. She's been calling him a couple of times, but can't get a hold of him. And then the operator was basically like, ma'am, don't freak out, but there has been a report of something happening to someone on the side of the highway where you're talking about. I don't know if it's your husband for sure or not, but that is a story that I've heard. So yeah, so I guess it ended up being that his car ran out of gas on the highway and he was walking to kind of trying to get help and he got hit by that dump truck. Fucking sad as hell, 24 years old, about to turn 25 May 3rd.
Yeah.
Tragic story. Adam Schefter.
Again?
I want to say Florida. I don't know what part. I want to say Florida though.
What the gas prices like in Florida? Because I don't. Over here it's fucking heinous and shit. So
everything's cheap in Florida. So I don't know. I don't know. Probably whatever Kodak Black says they are.
Oh, I guess.
I don't know. But fuck. Last little topic I got here. Y'all know who Mike Tyson is?
No.
How many punches do you think you could take from Mike Tyson?
I don't know who Mike Tyson is. Who the fuck is that guy?
You can take one for sure. And then when you wake up, you probably, you know what I'm saying?
Nah. You're talking about Mike Tyson now? You're talking about like prime.
All right, let me specify. Take one without being knocked out. How many can you take without being knocked out?
A punch?
Yeah.
From Tyson? Probably none.
No punches. All right.
No, he's the man who knows how to knock you out. If I'm sitting there letting him punch me, he's gonna knock me out. He's gonna knock anybody out. If you sit there and let this man punch you with the intent to knock you out, and he knows how to do it because he did it for like a big majority of his life, he's gonna knock you the fuck out. So,
all right.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How long do you think you'll last in a boxing match with Mike Tyson?
Talking about right now or
right now?
Give me some time to train, like 3 months to train. 3 months. Or like if you're saying
that's it. 3 months.
He's saying right now.
Yeah, it's like if he busted open the door and was like, "Let's fight, nigga."
Oh,
what would you say?
Fight or boxing? We got to get those correct.
Boxing fight.
Oh, so we got to only box. He probably whooped my ass then. Yeah, he whooped my ass.
So what Yeah.
What if you was in a club and you bumped him and spilled his drink and he squared up with you?
Exactly.
Would he do anything?
Huh?
I probably wouldn't do it because it's Mike Tyson. He probably got entourage with that motherfucker nigga to go ahead and whoop my ass.
Yeah, that nigga got an entourage, all right. This one and this one.
Oh no, no. Club and it's fair ones where like we ain't just boxing, ain't no rules of boxing. Oh yeah, I mean if I make it past the first two, I know how to roll with punches. I don't hit the face before, so pause.
So you say you could take more than one punch from him before you got knocked out.
Yeah, I know how to roll punch. If I'm just sitting there letting them punch me, I'm not gonna out. But if I'm sitting there fighting him, yeah, it's not hard to roll with a punch. And he ain't as fast as he used to be, so I can see his punches coming enough to where they gonna hurt, but they ain't gonna knock me the fuck out, and I will bear hug that nigga to the floor and choke that nigga to death because I ain't trying to put that nigga at all. I'm willing to take those first two to get in close enough to grab that motherfucker and get on the ground. Yeah.
This nigga said "rah" on that nigga. Okay. All right. What about you, PrettyUgl? You think you can he said he could knock out Mike Tyson, basically. What did you say?
Knock out? No. Not at all. I said that I'd have to choke him out.
This nigga Mike Tyson is in, how old is he? In his 60s?
50s. He was like 50s.
And he's in his 50s, and this nigga is still built like a Ford.
Yeah.
You see him still posting them videos of him throwing them things.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the editing.
Slower, but he still got that heat.
Look at the editing. Those are all a bunch of like short bursts of energy edited together.
Oh shit, that nigga got more short bursts of energy than I got.
I mean, I'm going to do it. I know that guy. I can go ahead and grab this motherfucker and choke him until he pass out or until the cops come. So that's
what if he put on hella baby oil that day and you can't grab him, can't get a good grip?
So you basically saying I have no choice but to square up with this nigga? No, I'm not winning that one.
Bro, if I was in a club and Mike Tyson was trying to hit on my bitch, yeah. I'd be like, bitch, don't you see Mike Tyson trying to hit on you? Hey, Mike, give me a drink. Nigga, I'm out.
Equal exchange is called alchemy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is hilarious. I'm
trying to get my jaw or my ear to go.
Oh, nigga. But yeah, I don't think I explained the story yet. But yeah, on the airplane, on his way from San Francisco from 420, I think he was going to like Florida or something, so it probably was like a long-ass flight. This dude that was on the flight with him was all in his ear talking hella shit, and this homie was from across the aisle, was kind of like, yeah, my homie is sitting behind Mike Tyson. Oh yeah, he's talking to Mike Tyson. And he was kind of getting annoyed. I heard that not only did he annoy Mike Tyson, he was drunk, and he threw a water bottle at Mike Tyson, which made him break, I guess. People said he repeatedly punched him in the face about 3 or 4 times. I mean, in the video, you did see him getting punched in the face, but yeah, it was wild, wild times.
I bet you anything that kid is like a senator's son or somebody important's son. For him to have had a goddamn audacity to do some shit like that. I bet you he's somebody super important.
Man, because he had to be in first class, right? It looked like first class.
Whatever, yeah. I'm assuming that, Tyson ain't flying economy that like that.
But my thing is, he had to have said something, because I don't know if you heard about that situation about him being in the club and that dude pulling a gun. He was kind of like wanting to fight Mike Tyson, and somebody pulled the gun, and he just hugged the dude. For him to go,
Tyson was calm at the beginning. If you look at the video when the guy acting stupid and saying a bunch of stupid shit, Tyson is just sitting there being calm, ignoring him.
I know. But I'm just saying, for him to get Mike Tyson more riled up than a dude pointing a gun at him, he had to been in his ear talking all kinds of shit, doing a whole bunch of shit, and had to really cross the line for Mike Tyson. He's coming back from 420. That man was super calm. He was on shrooms and shit, just chilling. And they're probably messing up his high. He was like, motherfucker, I was trying to chill. Change my life. I got a beard, nigga. And y'all just out here trying to how's it go? How's it go? Y'all know how it goes. Bitch don't kill my vibe. That's how it goes. Bitch don't kill my vibe. But yeah, Mike Tyson whooped somebody's ass. I'm still surprised by you, AKA. You said you can knock out Mike Tyson.
Nigga, why you keep doing that weird shit where you saying what you heard, what you what you thought you heard, not what you actually heard.
Brother, I'm just podcasting. I got a platform and I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? This is what you said.
Oh, that man kind of me thinking that I could beat his ass in a straight up boxing match. I just said that I would get in close enough to have to strangle this motherfucker because I'm not trying to take no punches from him. Not enough.
What about arm wrestling?
Right now, he'll probably beat me right now.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, I'm on.
Sudoku.
I ain't played that one.
All right. You ain't with the shits. But yeah, anything. Oh yeah, boxing. We got the Errol Spence fight. We just saw that. I forgot who he fought. I forgot his name. You know his fucking name.
And it's your Danis.
Yeah. I did see the fight, but this is your little segment, AKA. So you go into the fights, let us know, Best of Bias listeners, if you didn't see the fights. AKA is gonna break that shit down for you. So break it down one time, my man.
Your Danis is a dude who just beat Pacquiao, remember? Because Errol was supposed to actually fight Pacquiao, which is a fight that ended up retiring Pacquiao. But Errol Spence got fucked up in training, so he had to, opt out of the fight. Lost a shit ton of money because that would have been a hell of a fight to have Pacquiao pass it over him because he would have definitely, went in there and put hands on Pacquiao. And I guess it's good because the way he fought Saturday, yeah, he would have definitely went in there and destroyed Pacquiao because Ugas beat Pacquiao, and to me it was a convincing defeat. I mean, it wasn't like a robbery in any way, shape, or form. It was obvious that he didn't outbox him. He didn't go in there and destroy Pacquiao, but he definitely outboxed him. And you watched that fight again last Saturday. There was a couple parts in that fight, like the fucking mouthpiece part. At the beginning of the fight, there was some parts where Errol Spence was like just overthrowing the fuck out of punches, and he mentioned it though. He was like talking about how when he first came in, it been such a long layoff that he had to get his rhythm back, and he was overthrowing stuff.
He got fucked up during that mouthpiece part.
Yeah,
he got fucked up.
But go back and watch the Danny Garcia fight that he had when he came back from after the car accident. That was the first fight he had. Mm-hmm. And he did the same exact fucking thing. The same thing. He got hit and he was perfectly calm. Mouthpiece came out and he just stopped in the middle of the boxing match and went to fucking retreat. And Danny Garcia started trying to come and throw bombs at him. I was like, nigga, you in a fight. What the hell? So yeah, that was and some dudes, you see the fucking post fight. One of the Mexican reporters actually was calling him out on it, and he couldn't do shit but be like, "Yeah, you're right." Dude was clowning him too. Like he's like, "You did the same thing in the Danny Garcia fight," and he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "You think if you don't do that, you might not get hit, something like that?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're definitely correct. That was my bad. I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna fix that. I just need a new mouthpiece." But it was a good fight. He was putting hands on. Ugas couldn't do shit but do the shell up.
Yeah.
He did catch him with a couple counters.
But that nigga would go up there and just freeze and just get lit up and just get tagged, combo.
But sometimes, when you got that constant nonstop punches coming at you, they may not be the hardest punches, but they're hard enough to make you where you just want to go into defense mode and survive. And he didn't want to lose those belts. He just won those belts from Pacquiao. He's being a champion. That was his dream. He was like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna just give up." But obviously, if I start unloading on him, you're gonna just knock the fuck out.
Yeah.
Look at that eye. That eye looked crazy.
Yeah, he swelled his eyes straight. Oh yeah. They gave him a chance. The doctor was like, "All right, you can go now." He closed that shit up some more. He was like, "Nah." He can't.
I read that shit. He said that shit bled for 40 hours.
Damn. Yeah, he's getting the shit popped. But yeah, do you think we see the Errol Spence Bud Crawford fight?
Oh yeah, they talking about they already starting the talks on it. That's gonna be the fight of the fucking century. I don't know, because we ain't really had a time where you got the top two fighters fighting each other, like not like just in the division, but they're the top two fighters right now. Period. Mm-hmm. And number one, number two, they call Terrence Bud the pound for pound, and they keep saying he ain't really proven himself like too much, but that's bullshit because every time they put somebody in front of him who was supposed to be a higher caliber fighter, he just demolishes them.
Right.
And I mean, he's been doing it. I mean, I thought that the fight with what's his name? Sean Porter was pretty competitive, but he did something nobody else did and got Sean Porter out of there. Same with the Kell Brook fight. Kell Brook had been stopped 3 times already, I believe, 3 times, 2 times, whatever. But Kell Brook was actually doing pretty good against him at the beginning until he got caught and then got his ass put out there. But I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm a big Errol Spence fan, a big Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford fan. God damn it, Terrence Crawford fan. But
Terrence Crawford friend.
A friend. I don't know. As far as the fight goes, I'm like inching, just slightly inching, like towards Terrence Crawford winning. But if Errol Spence fights the way he fought last Saturday, I don't know. As long as he don't do that mouthpiece thing, other than that, he fought pretty good. So it'll be a damn interesting fight. That'll be one of the ones that I don't know. I'd have to go somewhere and like actually watch it with somebody who can pay for because it's gonna be hella expensive. I'm pretty sure.
I feel that. Yeah. I feel that. We'll get more into it if the fight actually does happen. We will talk more about it and get our predictions in before the fight actually does happen. But we're getting to the end of our pop culture. Pretty ugly. This is a point where I know you haven't watched Moon Knight or Batman yet, so we're gonna get you up out of here, let you go enjoy your Friday. And but first, before you go, you ain't going yet. You gotta let the people know where to find you at and what you got going, just so the people can know where to find you at.
Good. Find my music on Spotify at PrettyUgli. That's ugly with an I, not a Y. You find my videos on YouTube, PrettyUgli official music, and I have another PrettyUgli channel on YouTube. Find me on Instagram for some more content, PrettyUgli_music. Find me on Snapchat at Jim_Carey. Find me on TikTok at Jim_Carey22.
Yeah. And keep doing those reaction videos because that shit is hilarious, dog. Keep up with that shit because that shit is tight. But yeah, another commercial break, last one. We'll get into some Moon Knight. We'll do our Batman review, and then we'll let everybody enjoy their weekend. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. PrettyUgli, AKA Lydell Dinero. All right, we'll be back.
All right.
What's up, everybody? We back, and it's the time you guys all been waiting for. It's time for the Moon Knight and Batman review. The Batman, if you will, in episode 4 of Moon Knight. Where you want to start? Where we starting at, AKA? We starting with Batman? Let's get Batman out the way first. Yeah, Batman, how'd you like it? We talked a little bit about it on a previous podcast, but you haven't seen it yet. So we to the point where if you've seen it, what did you like? Tell me the highs and lows of the movie for you.
I liked the story. I didn't like the fact that the shit was long as fuck, but I guess that's probably having an issue squeezing, everything into it. I guess. I did like the fact that it seemed like a realistic, believable Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I put it? I would have a hard time seeing that Batman, that particular Batman standing next to Superman in a battle. Like, he would be utterly useless in a battle that would be a Superman level battle. Like, if Doomsday walked in and started fighting and fucking Wonder Woman and Superman was fighting with him, that particular Batman is not going to assist at all. He getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
He helping people. Yeah, he helping people leave. He getting in his fucking loud ass car, cutting the fuck out. But as far as the movie, it was because it was like believable. It was like, okay, he had some like, I want to say realistic gadgets, but more believable gadgets. You know what I'm saying? And his fighting, he wasn't flawless with his fighting. Like, he wasn't like the comic book version of Batman where he's supposed to be this fucking top level martial artist where, he's like fucking the League of Assassins level and stuff. He's just some dude who got hands now. Maybe he's trained and shit, he get popped a little bit when he fighting and shit. He got this big bulky ass suit on, which I'm assuming the suit makes him, sorry about the squeak right there.
You're good.
I'm assuming the suit makes him a little bit more slower, because there was a scene where he was fighting without the suit on, but he had the hoodie on, but he just did some quick movements, but he seemed a lot faster in that little moment. But I mean, as far as the fighting goes, it was good. I like the story. It was weird how they had like this internet like incel villains. They've probably done that before, but that's pretty
Yeah.
much what it was. It was just a bunch of dudes who, I don't know, who hated being neglected and overlooked or whatever in society, and decided that they wanted to, I don't know,
Fuck
just
shit up.
yeah, that's pretty much what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of towards the end though, but it's like kind of so the Riddler, his motivations and shit like that were really interesting. How he chose
Yeah.
to kill who he killed, and just kind of showing and uncovering the corruptness of Gotham. And
Hmm.
the rich elite weren't these just rich people that were kind of straight up from making, straight up business deals. These are shady people who forgot about this project, I guess, that was supposed to be for this orphanage, which they simply just kind of siphoned money to kind of do other shit, and
Hmm.
probably, didn't follow through with the shit that they said they would for the orphans. And of course, the Riddler came up in that orphanage, and that's what his motivations were, kind of to.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting how Batman thought the Riddler knew who he was,
That
and
shit was
then
funny. He looked
yeah,
terrified.
he was
That
like,
was
"Fuck."
actually that was a good ass scene actually. Like you could just
Yeah,
he was apologizing and like, well, it's the end of the Batman type shit,
yeah,
talking
yeah,
to old boy, and then
yeah,
fucking standing there and he keeps saying Bruce Wayne. So he was like,
yeah,
okay, clearly this motherfucker's mocking me.
yeah.
But he was smart enough to say shit though. He was smart to keep his mouth shut.
Hmm.
And it determined that dude didn't know he was Bruce Wayne, but that shit was hilarious. That was actually a good scene. Whoever wrote that did a
Yeah,
good
that
job.
was a really cool scene. And people are really comparing the movie to the movie Seven with Brad Pitt and
Hmm.
Morgan Freeman, just the filming style and the mystery forms of it. I really did like how it showed the more detective aspects of Batman as well. Not really just the ninja kind of crime fighting style. They show him kind of, finding shit the other cops couldn't find out.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool shit in there. We got to see the early stages of Batman before he became the guy he is now, before he had excuse me, the moral compass he has now. He was just like vengeance. He was trying to get revenge for his mom
Well,
and dad
no,
being murdered.
he still got the same moral compass because he don't kill, but he's still fucking shit up. And Batman is the same exact way. He never changes that. Batman don't like
Right.
to kill. Well, he might kill eventually, but I don't know.
I just feel like he be in his early stages, he was just Batman because he was fighting and trying to, fighting with the vengeance of his family being killed. Now, more so as the more mature Batman, he actually goes out, protects for the greater good of the city. He
Hmm.
has restraint. In this one, he would beat the shit out of people. And he kind of like wanted people to know, like in the shadows, he could pop out anywhere, anytime, and just beat the shit out of somebody and thwart them from like committing a crime. And that's who he wanted people to see him as, less than people seeing him as like hope and somebody that can come protect the city and some shit like that. And I think
Yeah.
that it's kind of cool showing that, and that they can easily make a sequel or a trilogy of him developing into, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the way they developed or they showed the villains. The villains are like not these souped up hero villains. Although there was that scene where he shot himself up with something and was like all amped up and started beating the fuck out of that dude. Was that fucking shit
Venom.
that what you call it? Yeah, Venom shit. Is that what that was?
Yeah, that Bane be
Okay.
taking and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming that was. So
Yeah.
that's a good little way for them to just put that in there for future reference to bring Bane into it.
Hmm.
I like the whole small cameo they had of the Joker at the end. I'm you know what, I've looked at that clip they released after the movie came out with the Joker, and the more I watch it, I kind of like the idea that the way
Yeah.
they're going, especially after watching the movie, it definitely fits. Like that kind of Joker would fit with this weird emo Batman.
Right.
Speaking of that, that was probably another thing I did not like about the movie was the fact that, and I don't think it's the Robert Pattinson's fault at all. I think it's just the way they wrote the character, but they made Bruce Wayne just lie as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Batman was interesting. Bruce Wayne was, but he luckily it was more scenes with Batman than Bruce Wayne. So
Right. Especially
just
when he was
that,
at the funeral or whatever he was, and he walked into the event and people haven't seen him in hella long. He was
yeah,
just like
exactly.
unassuming as fuck. And yeah, it was kind of weird. But I did like it. How'd you like Catwoman? How'd you like Gordon? There's a couple people, Alfred, Couple of famous Batman people that they portrayed in this one. How'd you like them?
And so I like we can start with Alfred. Alfred, that guy was the same dude who played from Black Panther. He was the one that what was it? What did he do again? Like, oh yeah, he was the claw, not claw, but the guy with the gun on his arm. That's what he was.
Stole the vibranium.
Yeah, he's also Smeagol. He was did the voice for Smeagol. But I mean, I like the fact that he's getting more actual parts where he's not just doing like character, because he's more. That's what he's more for, like doing like
Voice
character
acting.
move, and not just voice acting, but even movements and shit for like characters and shit like that. He does all kinds of stuff with the CG aspect, but or live motion capture. But yeah, it was good to see him inside of there. I like they showed they like went into their little relationship that they have and got a little deeper in that. Catwoman, like I've always said, I've never been a big fan of Zoe Kravitz. Like not fan, I never thought she was very attractive, but that was partially because I was biased because I always thought her mom was hella attractive, and I was like kind of like, yeah, she didn't live up to her mom's hype as far as being as attractive as her mom. That's fucked up to say, but that's how I felt, right? But I will say that for some reason in this one, she grew on me. She was pretty attractive in this. The fighting did not look like her at all. They didn't do a very good blend with that. Maybe it was the editing style or something. But it just, as soon as she started fighting, it literally gave me the feel. They were like, "Cut! All right, come on, get in. All right, step out. Go Zoe. Go get a donut or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, action." Because it didn't look like her at all. Like it didn't feel like her.
How'd you feel about the mask she was wearing?
It was goofy as fuck, but I understand where they were coming from. I understand. I also thought that it was like, I don't see that mask just staying on her face that easy. I was like, it looked like she started fighting and shit gonna start coming off real easy. So it's not a real good mask to have. It's not a secure mask. If you get in a tight situation where you gotta move fast and there's cameras around, there's a good chance that that's gonna come off your fucking face. And yeah, stupid. I like the was it Commissioner? Is it Gordon? Commissioner, his name?
Yeah. Before he was commissioner.
Yeah. So I like that they got. It's kind of like the Gotham show because that's what that was about. Except for this one's the black dude, and that black dude's a great actor. I think he's a fucking wonderful. Matter of fact, it's funny because he's also the voice actor for The Watcher, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. For What If? And he was in Westworld.
Westworld. Oh yeah, I only watched more up to that. But I always remember him from that Shaft scene. Where, fucking he was the main Puerto Rican bad guy in Shaft. And that scene where his brother was in the backseat of the car and Shaft ran by and popped him in the head and he was fucking went crazy, was drooling and shit, fucking stabbing himself in the chest with the ice pick. You killed my brother. I was like, that shit had me dying.
And didn't he kill one of the girl's brothers too? Those twin brothers. He grabbed one out the car and stabbed him up.
He was killing a couple people. Shit.
Yeah. Then he was crazy.
A straight murderer, but he flipped out when he saw his brother again. His brother was just sitting in the car and just got randomly popped in the head. Wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
He was part of the he was going to do something. He came with them with the intent to do something. He just never got a chance. So
his hairline was receding back then too. Shit, his hairline been receding forever.
Yeah,
that's crazy shit.
But he's been acting forever. He's always been good in everything that I've seen him in. What was that movie again? That weird M. Night Shyamalan movie, which everybody else didn't like, but I actually like. Is it The Woman in the Lake or Woman in the Water or some shit? It was some weird
like that. Yeah.
If you remember that movie where the one dude, this is random, that one dude had the big ass arm because he only worked out at one arm for arm wrestling or some shit.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard of that movie for sure.
Oh yeah, it was a goofy fucking movie, but I liked it. I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a good movie. I think it was a little longer than it should have been, like we mentioned, especially that long, drawn-out scene at the end where they're riding motorcycles together. He was like, "You can leave with me and leave. We can skip town together." He's like, "No, the city needs me." And he goes back. And they ride together, then hit the circle and drive away. It's fucking, that shit was crazy. But yeah, all in all, it was a good movie, man. I really liked it, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go, especially if they bring in the Joker. One
thing I always thought that didn't get me about this was how the fuck was Commissioner Gordon, who's not even a commissioner yet, how was he able to convince the whole rest of the police station not to unmask Batman when he passed?
Yeah, Yeah.
This Batman was a lot more vulnerable than any other Batman. A
Mm-hmm.
lot more vulnerable. He passed out quite a few times, which is more
Yeah.
realistic, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That was
my
interesting.
bad. I just thought about that right now. I was like, that was weird how they just nobody was like, man, fuck you, pull his mask off.
Yeah, and I like the scene where he was like, "Yeah, let me go talk to him." And he gave him the keys, and he was like, he made him hit him, make it seem real. He's like, "Pull your punch" or
Yeah.
whatever. He punched the shit out of him, got up out of there,
He just
and
said, pull your punches. Like, I did.
yeah, and he used that flight suit for the first time, and he hit the sign or
Yeah.
whatever when he tried to land, or he hit the
Hey, I'm not gonna
car.
lie. That's unrealistic. I don't know. That made the suit look unrealistic because I didn't seen those videos online where the motherfuckers in those suits and they hit shit like that and it don't end pretty. Never. It never once ends pretty ever.
Yeah, he hit
So
that shit hella hard, smacked that car. But
yeah.
yeah. That shit was dope. That shit was dope. I'm excited to see the next installment of it. Yeah, it was really good to see. Really cool to see. Shall we talk about this Moon Knight episode, man?
Oh, we also forgot about the Penguin. I like even though he was just
Oh
a
yeah,
mob boss. I liked him playing. Penguin did not look like him at all,
Colin Farrell, shout
except in the
out.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's epic. He did a great job. Did a great job, especially when you're showing the pictures. What are you
Mm-hmm.
showing me, man? Come on.
Yeah, his personality was great. It was the
That
best.
shit was hella fun.
I think that's why this was such a good movie because they had like a ensemble of just really good actors. So yeah,
It was pretty dope.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to who was it? I forgot who exactly made the movie. Christopher Reeves, right?
Christopher Reeves is dead.
I mean, what's his fucking name? Something Reeves, right? Whoever made the older Batman movies, he made. I don't know. I don't know who made the movie, but y'all know who made the movie out there.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Tim Burton. I think it was Tim Burton. Tim
Was
Burton.
it?
No. Let me see. Let me get this straight, so I ain't looking like a motherfucking idiot out here. The Batman.
I don't think Tim Burton. Tim Burton might be dead. I don't know.
It was Matt Reeves. That's why I said Chris Reeves. It's Matt Reeves Batman. Written by him, directed by him. So it was pretty dope. Pretty dope. Shout out him. I'm excited to see another installment from him. It's a cool Batman. I'm excited to see the technology get doper. I'm excited to see all the shit. Maybe we see him meet. You think he met Ra's al Ghul yet, or do you think he's trained over there yet, or do you think this is after?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so hopefully we get to see some of that shit and him actually become a badass ninja style ass motherfucker. But anyway, speaking of becoming multiple people, Moon Knight, episode 4. In this episode, episode 3, basically, it was kind of more so. I feel like this episode and last episode were more so kind of like fillers in a way. Was this the episode where last episode was the one where he turned back the sky, right? And Khonshu got locked up.
Yep, exactly.
And this one was the continuation of that. We start off and him and Layla were in the desert. Yeah, how do you feel about the episode? You know what I'm saying? Highlights.
They tried to give it a little bit of action at the very beginning because they knew they weren't going to have Moon Knight in this, so they had to try and figure out a way to really sell this episode. For the most part, it wasn't like great. It was definitely like had a filler vibe, like it was a segue to something different. But I mean, they have a hard time explaining him still having the powers if Khonshu is locked up. So
right.
But I mean, it was good. I like the fact that they showed some more of old girl's ingenuity when it comes to combat, even guns and shit. It was funny that I don't know who were those people that were coming trying to kill them. But my question, those dudes on the fucking trucks and shit on the back of the truck, because
just like kind of random ass Middle Eastern people chasing them in the desert and shit, or was it Egyptian, I guess.
Yeah, Egyptian, but that's what it felt like. I was like, what was the purpose of that? But
right, because I guess they've been already fighting somebody because there was a shot up car already out there. So I guess they just thought they were survivors from the people they're kind of shooting at. So they came back to finish off people, but they were just busting at her.
Yeah, they were. It was crazy, but I mean, that part of it was cool. Really, like, yeah, everything that happened in there was like very like just more filler until it got to the part where he gets filler. I guess they're going to the fucking to the what is it, tomb where I can't remember the fucking name of this guy.
Met?
The guy. Is that her name? Matt?
Yeah, Met.
Yeah. And it's mostly just like them bonding. It was kind of like, and him, was it Mark arguing with him because he kissed his girl and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was more on that, stance. And there was like a little bit of fighting, and then that fucking weird zombie mummy that they have to explain what the fuck that was. Because I'm like, what? Go ahead.
It's just like the pharaoh's kind of like assistant, so it kind of like protects the tombs and shit like that. But what it was actually is the people that helped mummify, everybody and put them in, But they referenced Alexander the Great and shit. I thought that was kind of cool. How they're kind of saying that Alexander the Great was somebody's avatar. So, that's why he was so good at fighting, and that's why he didn't, never died or anything. Well, eventually died, but. That's why he won so many battles and was so heralded, because he was actually somebody's avatar.
That was pretty dope though. Yeah. He wasn't somebody. He was her avatar. He was the mouth.
Emmett's avatar.
Which is funny. So she can have more than one avatar. They can have more than one avatar.
Yeah, I mean over time, I feel like, because Harrow was Khonshu's before.
Oh.
So I don't think they live forever.
I thought they were saying like every she had different avatars for every aspect, and one was the mouth or some shit, but I don't know. Because I thought they were saying that Alexander the Great was the mouth of a Met or some shit, whatever.
And that's why they found the totem inside of his mouth and shit like that. Yeah,
but that was still a nice little scene with the crazy ass fucking thing ripping shit up and killing his people. It was just crazy how like. Once again, a whole group of people with fucking guns and shit could do nothing to this weird zombie, but she was able to take him out.
Yeah.
But was that plot armor? Is that what they call that again? Plot armor. So
I don't know. Yeah, they just stuck a fucking flare in her, the mummy's eye, and I guess that works to kill zombies.
No, I thought she threw it down the fucking thing. That ravine or the fuck she was at.
Oh yeah, but how she actually got it was sticking the flare in his eye and pushing him over. Pushing him over the cliff or whatever. I thought it was kind of cheesy how it grabbed her though. How she thought she got away and he came through the thing and just grabbed her, kind of like the old scary movie ways.
Oh, through the hole,
pulled her back into the hole.
I'm not gonna lie. You remember the old Evil Dead show movies? Army of Darkness and shit. It gave me that vibe. That's what that whole scene with the mummy gave me Army of Darkness vibes. Just the way they set it up. And I don't know if they meant to do that, but they definitely felt that way.
Yeah, they were kind of giving shades of Indiana Jones as well. Some Indiana Jones vibes appearing out there. But yeah, man, like you mentioned, there's not much happened in this one. They're all in the tomb trying to get to Emmett's kind of like, burial site, but Harrow was already there with his people. So and it was weird because
what? No, I was just gonna say, all that he was there, and even though it's funny how they were there first, but they weren't able to get to the tomb, Emmett's tomb, but Steve Grant and them were able to find it like right away. And I mean, I guess that's because they're both archaeologists, they're into that shit, so it makes it easier for them. But it's like, goddamn, how bad? Nobody on that whole squad of these fucking believers or whatever know the fucking, are good archaeologists, or at least know shit like Stephen Grant does, because they found that shit. They found that shit as soon as they got there, and I mean, they've been there for the last 2 episodes, damn near.
Right.
So I don't know, but I don't know. It was cool, and then all that shit ended up happening just for him to get popped.
Right.
So
she found out about her dad, kind of bringing up the story that I did mention. I knew from the comics.
Yeah.
Her dad getting stabbed up by Bushman, that mercenary that was on the team of Mark Spector. And then I guess I watched a heavy spoiler review of the episode, and they're saying that Bushman would like basically almost beat him to death. But in in one of the wikis I read, the fandom wiki, they said that he was shot and left by Khonshu's idol or statue, and that's when he made the deal with Khonshu if he spared his life, that he would serve Khonshu and do whatever he pretty much says. So I think we're gonna see a flashback of that. Hopefully we get to see Bushman. Probably gonna be on the season finale leading into season 2, I would think.
Yeah. So then, what about the fucking ending with him being in the insane asylum and shit?
Yeah,
Definitely,
man,
definitely
that's
gave
different.
me vibes. It gave me vibes of what's that shit called again? What's that show about Xavier's son?
Oh,
Son,
Legion for sure,
Legion.
Legion
It
vibe.
definitely gave me, yeah. I mean, but I
Yeah,
guess it's hard to do when you have a insane asylum.
yeah, it's fucking weird because in the comics is like that as well. Um, they had Mark Spector and all his personalities locked in these kind of like different realms, and they all thought where they were was real. They had Mark
Mm,
Spector stuck in an insane asylum. They had Moon Knight. He thought he was like a space hero and was fighting a battle in space. You had Stephen Grant, who thought he was a TV show producer. So people are having the theory that maybe this whole Moon Knight thing that we thought we were experiencing was really a TV show he was filming. You know what
mm.
I'm saying? So towards the end, we'll see him actually, doing a film, filming a film or whatever. And then they had who else did they have? I forgot what else they had. Well, they had one other one. Oh
The
yeah,
taxi
they had
driver.
Jake Lockley. He was running away because they had him thinking that he was framed for murder. So
Mm,
all these different personalities thought they were locked in this reality, but then eventually they all break out of the reality and realize it was just Khonshu fucking with his brain, trying to break his brain so they can further control Mark Spector. But in this one, I think after shooting him, they put him in this alternate dimension to where he thinks he's in a insane asylum, but really he's really in a pocket dimension. And then we got to see
mm.
that hippopotamus god who was actually that god of love and of music, that one that we saw at the meeting.
Oh, really?
So
That's
that
her.
was right. So that was Conchu's girl. So I think meeting
Oh,
her at the
okay.
end of the episode is going to show how they escape from that void. Maybe one of them becomes her idol, and that's how, or one of them become her avatar, and that's how they get out of that void or whatever.
Mm,
But did you see how they were taking the different personalities out of the sarcophaguses? They took
yeah.
Steven out of one, Mark was already
And
out, and the
and then they
third one was
left.
probably Jake.
So my question is not is this. So people are thinking it's Jake. I don't why nothing to me is represented this as being Jake because whenever they go into that third person, they both black out and they don't know who it is. They don't know if it's Mark or if it's Steven, and he usually fucks shit up, right?
Right.
So my question is this, because you just said that Moon Knight was inside of there. Moon Knight thought he was like a space, whatever. I was confused in reading this. Is Mark Spector Moon Knight, or is Moon Knight a whole different personality?
So yeah, so Moon Knight takes his own personality, but you have to be Mark Spector to summon the suit and become Moon Knight. So it
So
has its
okay,
own personality.
so what if that hasn't happened yet, and maybe that one that nobody sees is that new Moon Knight? Because the taxi driver wasn't supposed to be like no lethal ass fighter or nothing like that, was
Exactly.
he?
No, but then again, Stephen Grant was supposed to be a rich TV show producer. So I think they're spinning it a little bit, and they're
Mm,
making Jake Lockley, I think, a personality that he's able to control to where he makes the other two personalities forget, and he's a lot more violent. He
mm,
drinks, and I think we've actually seen him before, and we don't know it. They didn't present it. Like the scene, I guess I watched again in heavy spoilers, where he was wearing the Chicago cap, and he was asking about the sarcophagus. That
yeah.
he had a heavy New York accent that was different than Mark Spector's accent. And then he
Mm,
was like, when he was at the what Damien was his name, whatever the guy's name with the spears and the horses and shit, and how he was talking. He said, "Who's this guy? Has horses in his backyard, and he just throws this stuff for fun." And he talks like he's had like a heavy New York accent,
mm.
and he kind of
Okay.
like his speech kind of changes. So people were theorizing we've seen Jake Lockley already, and that's the guy that kills people. He's more upfront. He's the one that asked the girl on the date because, of course, Mark is married, and Steven wouldn't ask her because he's hella shy. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
true.
So I think that's the personality that he's subconsciously scared to let out. That's why they didn't let him out of the sarcophagus. But I think they will let him out once they end up talking to that hippo character, Tawit. Was it Tawit? Tawit or something like that? Whatever that goddess name was. But I think she's going to be the key to helping him get out.
Mm.
And I think they're going to take that route. But
And
who knows?
so eventually, hopefully, that other sarcophagus to explain that one too. So
Right. Yeah. So I think they're gonna probably open that. They're probably gonna have to open it to be able to ultimately get out. He has to accept and meet that third personality. I mean, fourth, I guess, if you include the Moon Knight personality.
Yeah,
But the shit was
and
epic.
eventually also the Mr. Knight personality eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then some of the things that were in the comic that were kind of similar to the what happened in the show. The two in the comics, the two cops were actually the psych ward. The nurses, they were actually those two cops. But once he broke out of it and realized that it was actually Amet as the psychiatrist, he realized that the two cops are actually jackals, and those represent the jackals that have been chasing him in the first couple of episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you saw him looking around, saw the picture that looked like the place he was at when he first got there. Yeah, there's a lot of shit they're trying to trick his mind to think that he was actually in a psych ward. Another fun fact: Layla had a red scarab on her pinky when she was in the psych ward, and
I didn't notice that.
And they in the beginning of the last episode, the passport lady called her. He's like, "Are you still your dad's little scarab or whatever?" And her name, even her middle name was like Abdullah or whatever. And I guess the red scarab in the comics, his name was like Ab something Dual, something really similar to her name. So I think they're gonna make her actually become the red scarab, and she get her own powers of her own in the show as well. So
is the red scarab good or bad? I don't know who that character is.
I think he's a good guy, but he might be kind of like an anti-hero type of thing. And it was a dude in the comic, but I think they're gonna make Layla become the character. So who knows what they're gonna do with that? Layla, aka Marlene.
So they're just kind of mixing characters together. I want to see what they're gonna do when they're gonna start doing or at least announcing something about was it the Patriot? I don't know. They're announcing a bunch of shit, but they've already showed his character in that Falcon and Winter Soldier, but they haven't really went into anything saying if they're gonna extend on his character at all. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Which one?
The grandson of the black, what you call it, yeah, because he got a pretty intricate story too. Because in the comic he doesn't even have any powers because the powers, I guess, something about Isaiah Bradley got his girl pregnant or something before he got the power, so that power wasn't passed down to his grandkids and whatnot. So he ends up getting it from a drug or something.
Oh, yeah.
His grandson. Yeah, so he's fighting and he's dating. I don't know which one he's dating. I want to say Hawkeye's girl, but it might be a different character. The girl from Hawkeye. But
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, I think it might be her, but it might be somebody else. But eventually he gets outed that he's, doesn't have powers and he's using drugs or whatever. And something happens to him where he gets fucked up and he needs a blood transfusion. And in the comic, Captain America was going to give him the blood transfusion because he had the same whatever. But then his grandfather ended up giving it to him. So he ended up getting
got the powers.
Yeah.
It's dope. So, that's actually a dope ending.
Story.
Yeah. That's it. Yep. But ultimately episode 4, that's pretty much all that happened. There wasn't really much to it. How did you like it? Do you think we're heading in the right place? Do you think they'll be able to finish up everything and tie it into a bow by episode 6?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the episodes have I don't know, they haven't really explained too much yet, but I mean it's getting to the area where, I mean, as long as we get some good action and a little bit of explanation, because I know that it's the Marvel universe, so they don't want to give everything out immediately. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So far, it's been entertaining enough. I didn't know much about Moon Knight, and I'm, somewhat liking the character. I'm confused, is why I say somewhat, because I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it really is a fucking movie or some shit like you said.
Yeah, it's wild. We don't know what direction they're gonna go in. They can take so many different directions because the comic has so much in it. But yeah, it's a dope series, man. I recommend everybody watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, go get caught up. I don't know why you listened this far if you haven't seen episode 4 yet, or at least up to episode 4. But if you haven't and you just now pushing play again and you're picking up right here, go watch it, go check it out, because this is the end of the episode where I like to let them know where to find you at, aka where can they find you?
Keo Young at Instagram. My music is on the same shit as PrettyUgli. So because I don't have one yet, maybe I should make one when I start getting back into making music heavy.
Right. You said your bars was phenomenal that you was about to spit, so you gotta
phenomenal, yeah, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Time. But yeah, whenever we get around doing it, I'm trying. The issue where I'm just waiting is we got a mic that's a pretty expensive mic that I like the way it sounds, but there's whenever you get this new shit for making beats and shit like that or making music, there's always issues, you know. Since we don't have a sound treated room, there's like an under hum, like a light little hum in the microphone. But it's an expensive ass microphone and it sounds real good. It's just that hum's there. Yeah. So I don't know how to get rid of it. I think it's just because we're in an unsound treated room.
Gotcha.
But so until I can record it now, I just don't want to until I can get that mic because I don't want to use my old mic.
You wanted to sound pristine. I got you.
Yeah.
But you know where to find your boy at. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for the podcast, of course, you can find it at Best of Bias on Instagram, Best of Bias on the website, and Best of Bias for the YouTube. Go run those likes up, man. Subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, tell your boyfriends, tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of bias to spread. So we got some bias for you, her, him, and they. So just let us know what you need and we got it for you. Merch. We got a bunch of merch on the way. You already know. We got a bunch of merch now. About to start the Shopify probably tomorrow. Shout out Shopify. Plug. Give me a discount on my first my first setup, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to get everything on there. Truckers, hats, beanies, you heard the spill. Go get you one. New shirts coming out very, 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 very soon. But thank you for rocking with us today. It was a lot of pop culture topics. We had PrettyUgli in the building, AKA in the building, Patrick, well, that's my name, but Lydell Dinero in the building. Until next time, I know Deshaun wants to talk about gaming again. He wants to talk about the state of competitive gaming and shit like that. So we'll have those episodes coming up, some sports episodes coming up. The playoffs is in full effect. I'm not really going to watch no more because the Warriors is beating the Nuggets 3-0 in the playoffs. If you guys are watching, you already know what's up. But we'll be in here to talk about some basketball and some football because the draft is coming up next week. So last year we did a mock draft with the homies, but I don't know if we're going to do all that this year, but keep listening. You never know what you're gonna get. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Me and AKA are gonna always be here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? New bias for your ears. We got that shit, but right now I like to let them know where my theme song at, or at least ask them where it's at. But it's right here. They already know that, so I ain't gotta ask. All right then, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Friday. It's Friday.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias.